A pistol that used to cost less than a weekend trip now sells for the price of a new rifle. And many more are climbing fast. Something in the market is shifting, and the window to grab these guns is closing fast. These 20 pistols are rising so quickly that soon, only serious collectors will ever own one. Starting with number 20, we have Lahti L-35. Finland manufactured the Lahti L-35 pistol from 1935 through 1954. Chambered in 9x19mm parabellum, the pistol features an 8-round magazine, 4.7-inch barrel, an overall length of 9.5 inches. Weight without magazine measures 46 ounces. The recoil-operated design utilizes a short recoil system with a vertically traveling bolt accelerator. Most sources indicate total finished production at approximately 9,000 pistols at Valtion Kivääritedas, with later production occurring at Valmet. Sweden manufactured approximately 80,000 copies, designated Husqvarna M/40 from 1940 through 1946. The L-35 remained in Finnish service for decades and was officially replaced around 1980, while the Swedish M40 copy stayed in Swedish service into the 1980s. The substantial weight and complex mechanism limited commercial appeal when surplus imports occurred during the 1990s and 2000s. Standard examples currently sell for $1,200 to $2,400, depending on condition. Documented wartime service increases values to $1,800 to $3,200. Import restrictions on Finnish military surplus have tightened substantially. Based on auction results, L-35 prices have risen sharply since around 2010, especially for high condition and documented wartime examples. At number 19, we have Star Model B. Spanish manufacturer Star Bonifacio Echeverria produced the Model B from 1928 through 1983. Chambered in 9x19mm parabellum, the single-action pistol features an 8-round magazine, 5-inch barrel, and overall length of 8.5 inches. Weight without magazine measures 36 ounces. The design incorporates elements from Colt 1911 patterns adapted for European service. World War II contract models delivered to German forces feature Waffenamt acceptance marks and sell for $800 to $1,600. Standard commercial examples sell for $400 to $700. Spanish Civil War service pistols with Republican or nationalist markings command $700 to $1,400. Import restrictions on Spanish military surplus have tightened since 2010. Values have climbed significantly since around 2010, with wartime contract pistols bringing clear premiums over commercial examples. At number 18, we have Astra 400 and 600. Spanish manufacturer Astra produced the Model 400 from 1921 through 1945. Chambered in 9mm Largo, the blowback pistol features an 8-round magazine, 6-inch barrel, and overall length of 9.5 inches. The Model 600, manufactured from 1943 through 1945, chambers 9x19mm parabellum. Germany placed a large wartime order for the Astra 600, often cited at around 50,000 pistols, though only a fraction were delivered before the end of the war. Standard Model 400 examples sell for $450 to $850. German contract pistols with Waffenamt markings command $700 to $1,400. Model 600 examples sell for $600 to $1,200. Spanish Civil War service increases values by $200 to $400. Import restrictions on Spanish surplus have created scarcity. Wartime contract examples have appreciated substantially since around 2010. At number 17, we have FN Model 1922, Belgium's Fabrique Nationale manufactured the model 1922 from 1922 through 1959. Chambered in .32 ACP or .380 ACP, the pistol features an 8-round or 9-round magazine, 4.5-inch barrel, and overall length of 7 inches. Weight without magazine measures 25 ounces. Production totaled approximately 400,000 units across commercial and military contracts. Pre-World War II Belgian military examples sell for $350 to $650. Nazi occupation production from 1940 through 1944 with Waffenamt marks sells for $450 to $850. Yugoslavian military variants command $400 to $700. Post-war production for police agencies sells for $300 to $550. Import restrictions on Belgian surplus have tightened since 2000. Pre-war examples have shown strong appreciation since around 2010. At number 16 we have Bren 10. Standard models sell for $2,500 to $4,500 depending on condition. Special Forces and pocket model variants command $3,000 to $6,000. Complete examples with original boxes and documentation sell for $3,500 to $7,000. The brief production period and company failure created immediate scarcity. Magazine availability remains problematic, with original magazines commanding $200 to $400 each. Values have multiplied since the mid-2000s as collectors recognize the combination of limited production and cultural significance. Dornus and Dixon Enterprises manufactured the Bren 10 from 1983 through 1986. Chambered in 10mm auto, the pistol features a 10-round magazine, 5-inch barrel, and overall length of 8.8 inches. Weight without magazine measures 38 ounces. Production totaled approximately 1,500 units before company bankruptcy. Cultural visibility through television during the 1980s created demand that exceeded limited production. At number 15, we have Colt Detective Special. Colt manufactured the Detective Special from 1927 through 1995. Chambered in .38 Special, the 6-shot revolver features a 2-inch barrel, overall length of 6.75 inches, and weight of 21 ounces. Hundreds of thousands of Detective Specials were produced across multiple generations, with first-generation guns from 1927 through 1972 making up a large share, though exact counts by generation are not well documented. Second-generation production from 1973 through 1995 continued with modified features. First-generation examples sell for $700 to $1,400 depending on condition. Pre-World War II production from 1927 through 1942 commands $900 to $1,900. Second-generation examples sell for $500 to $900. Documented law enforcement service increases values by $200 to $500. Colt discontinued the Detective Special in 1995. First-generation guns have seen strong price growth since around 2010. At number 14, we have Makarov PM Russian and East German military. The Soviet Union manufactured the Makarov PM from 1951 through 1991. Chambered in 9 by 18mm Makarov, the pistol features an 8-round magazine, 3.6 8-inch barrel, an overall length of 6.34 inches. Weight without magazine measures 26 ounces. Soviet production exceeded 5 million units. East Germany produced substantial numbers of Makarovs between the late 1950s and 1965, often described as several 100,000 pistols, though exact totals are not publicly documented. Soviet military examples sell for $350 to $600. East German variants command $500 to $850. Import restrictions implemented in 2014 halted Russian surplus, creating permanent scarcity. East German examples feature superior fit and finish compared to Soviet production. East German variants have appreciated substantially since around 2010, driven by import restrictions and collector recognition of superior manufacturing quality. At number 13, we have Smith & Wesson Model 27. Smith & Wesson introduced the Model 27 in 1935, though model designation occurred in 1957. Chambered in .357 Magnum, the 6-shot revolver features barrel lengths from 3.5 to 8.375 inches. Weight ranges from 41 to 48 ounces depending on barrel length. Pre-model examples manufactured from 1935 through 1957 command premiums. Pre-model variants sell for $1,300 to $2,900. Standard Model 27 production from 1957 through 1994 sells for $900 to $1,700. Pinned and recessed examples manufactured through 1982 command $1,000 to $1,900. Registered Magnum variants from 1935 through 1939 sell for $2,800 to $6,500. Pre-1982 examples with pinned barrels and recessed cylinders have appreciated significantly since around 2010. At number 12, we have HKP 7P, SP, and P7M8. Heckler & Koch manufactured the P7 series from 1979 through 2008. The P7 PSP features a squeeze cocker mechanism requiring grip pressure to cock the striker. Chambered in 9 by 19 mm parabellum, the 8-round pistol measures 6.54 inches overall with a 4.13-inch barrel. Weight without magazine is 29 ounces. The P7M8 variant, introduced in 1985, incorporated improvements. Early P7P SP models from 1979 through 1984 sell for $2,400 to $4,000. Standard P7M8 production sells for $2,000 to $3,400. West German police trade-ins that entered markets during the 1990s originally sold for approximately $600 to $900. Current values reflect substantial appreciation as collectors recognize engineering sophistication. Values have risen sharply since around 2012. At number 11, we have SIG P226, German-made West German marked. German manufacturer SIG Sauer GmbH produced P226 pistols at Eckernförde from 1984 through 2020. West German police and military contracts featured specific markings, including West German proof marks and department stamps. Chambered in 9 by 19 mm parabellum, the 15-round pistol measures 7.7 inches overall with a 4.4-inch barrel. Weight without magazine is 34 ounces. German-manufactured P226 pistols with West German markings sell for $900 to $1,600. Standard German production without special markings sells for $750 to $1,300. U.S. manufactured variants sell for $500 to $900. The German facility ceased handgun production in 2020. Import restrictions and discontinued production create scarcity. West German marked examples have appreciated significantly since around 2010. At number 10, we have Soviet Tokarev T-33 World War II dated. The Soviet Union manufactured the Tokarev TT-33 from 1933 through 1954. Chambered in 7.62 by 25 mm Tokarev, the pistol features an 8-round magazine, 4.6-inch barrel, an overall length of 7.7 inches. Weight without magazine measures 29 ounces. Production at Tula and Izhevsk arsenals totaled approximately 1.7 million units. World War II dated examples from 1941 through 1945 sell for $500 to $1,000 depending on condition and arsenal. Post-war production sells for $300 to $600. All matching serial numbers increase values by $150 to $300. Import restrictions implemented in 2014 halted Russian surplus permanently. Wartime examples have appreciated substantially since around 2010, with the 2014 import ban accelerating appreciation. At number 9, we have Colt Woodsman First and Second Series. Colt manufactured the Woodsman from 1915 through 1977. Chambered in .22 long rifle, the semi-automatic pistol features a 10-round magazine. First Series production from 1915 through 1947 includes sport, target, and match target variants. Second Series production from 1947 through 1955 incorporated design improvements. First Series examples sell for $900 to $2,200 depending on variant and condition. Pre-World War II production commands $1,200 to $2,800. Second Series examples sell for $800 to $1,800. Match target variants command premiums of $200 to $500. First Series examples have appreciated substantially since around 2010, with pre-war production commanding the strongest premiums. At number 8, we have Beretta 92S Italian Police Surplus. Italy's Beretta manufactured the 92S from 1976 through 1981. Chambered in 9 by 19 mm parabellum, the 15-round pistol features a 4.9-inch barrel, overall length of 8.5 inches, and weight of 34 ounces. Italian police agencies issued substantial quantities during the late 1970s and early 1980s. The frame-mounted safety distinguishes the 92S from later 92F/FS variants with slide-mounted safeties. Surplus imports during the 2000s sold for $250 to $350. Current market prices range from $450 to $750 depending on condition. Import stocks have been exhausted as Italian police transition to modern pistols. The 92S represents the precursor to U.S. military M9 adoption. Values have risen substantially since around 2015 as surplus supplies exhausted. At number 7, we have CZ-75 pre-B early Czech production. Czechoslovakia's Česká zbrojovka manufactured the CZ-75 from 1975 through 1991 without the firing pin block safety introduced in later B variants. Chambered in 9 by 19 mm parabellum, the 16-round pistol features a 4.6-inch barrel, overall length of 8.1 inches, and weight of 35 ounces. Pre-B production occurred over approximately 16 years before the B variant introduction. Pre-B examples sell for $700 to $1,400 depending on condition. Early production from 1975 through 1985 commands $900 to $1,600. Import restrictions tightened as Czech military surplus exhausted. CZUSA domestic production focuses on B variants and later designs. Pre-B variants have appreciated substantially since around 2010 as collectors recognize the significance of first-generation production. At number 6, we have Luger P08, all matching DWM and Mauser variants. German manufacturers DWM and Mauser produced Luger P08 pistols from 1900 through 1942. Chambered in 9 by 19 mm parabellum, the toggle-locked pistol features an 8-round magazine, 4-inch barrel standard, an overall length of 8.75 inches. Weight without magazine measures 30 ounces. Total production exceeded 3 million units across all manufacturers and variants. DWM commercial production from 1900 through 1930 sells for $1,500 to $4,000. World War I military examples command $1,200 to $3,000. Mauser World War II. Production sells for $1,800 to $4,500. All matching serial numbers throughout components increase values substantially. Artillery models with 8-inch barrels sell for $3,000 to $7,000. All matching examples have appreciated substantially since around 2010. At number 5, we have Colt 1911 World War I and World War II military models. United States military contracts totaled approximately $2.7 million M1911 and M1911. A1 pistols across all manufacturers from 1911 through 1945. Chambered in .45 ACP, the 7-round pistol features a 5-inch barrel, overall length of 8.25 inches, and weight of 39 ounces. World War I production by Colt, Remington UMC, and Springfield Armory totaled approximately 650,000 units. World War I Colt production sells for $2,800 to $6,000. Springfield Armory World War I production commands $3,200 to $7,000. World War II Colt production sells for $2,200 to $4,800. Remington Rand production sells for $2,000 to $3,800. Singer production from 1942 totaled only 500 units and sells for $40,000 to $80,000. World War I examples have appreciated substantially since around 2010. At number 4, we have Walther P-38 World War II German-made. German manufacturer Walther produced the P-38 from 1938 through 1945. Chambered in 9 by 19 mm parabellum, the 8-round pistol features a 5-inch barrel, overall length of 8.5 inches, and weight of 28 ounces. Wartime production by Walther, Mauser, and Spreework totaled approximately 1.2 million units. Early Walther production from 1938 through 1942 sells for $1,400 to $3,800. Mauser production sells for $1,000 to $2,400. Spreework production sells for $900 to $2,200. Zero Series prototypes command $5,000 to $15,000. All matching numbers increase values by $300 to $800. Early Walther examples have appreciated substantially since around 2010. At number 3, we have Colt Python Original, 1955 through 1999 production. Colt manufactured the Python from 1955 through 1999. Chambered in .357 Magnum, the 6-shot revolver features barrel lengths of 2.5, 4, 6, and 8 inches. Overall length with 6-inch barrel measures 11.5 inches. Weight is 43.5 ounces. Production totaled approximately 250,000 units across 44 years. Early production from 1955 through 1969 with royal blue finish sells for $2,800 to $5,500. Standard production from 1970 through 1999 sells for $2,000 to $3,800. The 8-inch barrel variant commands $2,400 to $5,000. Hunter models with scope mounts sell for $2,800 to $5,500. Python values have appreciated substantially since around 2005, with royal blue early production commanding the strongest premiums. At number 2, we have SIG Sauer P210 Swiss military models. Switzerland's SIG Neuhausen manufactured the P210 from 1949 through 2005. Swiss military models designated P210-2 feature specific markings and military acceptance stamps. Chambered in 9 by 19 mm parabellum, the 8-round pistol features a 4.72-inch barrel, overall length of 8.5 inches, and weight of 31.7 ounces. Swiss military P210-2 models sell for $2,800 to $5,000 depending on condition. West German police P210-4 variants command $2,500 to $4,500. Commercial P210-6 target models sell for $3,200 to $5,500. Import restrictions on Swiss surplus have tightened substantially. Swiss military examples have appreciated substantially since around 2010. Finally, at number 1 we have Browning high-power pre-1980 Belgian models. Belgium's Fabrique Nationale manufactured the high-power from 1935 through 2017. Pre-1980 production at Herstal represents the most desirable variants. Chambered in 9 by 19 mm parabellum, the 13-round pistol features a 4.6-inch barrel, overall length of 7.75 inches, and weight of 32 ounces. Pre-World War II production from 1935 through 1940 sells for $2,000 to $5,000. Wartime production under German occupation sells for $1,800 to $4,500. Post-war production through 1980 sells for $1,200 to $2,500. Tangent sight models command premiums of $500 to $1,200. FN discontinued Belgian production in 2017. Pre-1980. Belgian examples have appreciated substantially since around 2010, with pre-war production commanding the strongest premiums. These 20 pistols demonstrate how import restrictions, discontinued production, and collector recognition create scarcity that transforms available firearms into assets approaching impossibility for future acquisition.